Hmm. Good evening, Pi Pals and gals. How are you all doing? I hope you are well. Well, Holy Smoking Pie Padre, back with you yet again. And smoking this delicious Robert Burns Macaulay pipe, which I call my Halloweeny pipe. The reason why it looks like a piece of this whole thing here looks like it's melted wax, like one of those melted wax candles, and then like the little drippings here and there from the wax. I just love this. I just love this pipe. So anyway, greetings to you on a beautiful October autumnal evening. It's October the 5th, and it is tonight. Sadly, it is, with a little bit of sadness, I report to you that it's the 4th anniversary of the passing of Steve Jobs. And, wow, that's really good. Has kind of like a hazelnut flavor to it. Oh, what am I smoking, if I wonder? Again, it's the Selim season. So, good old Selim's Black. I have, again, the green and the red. Okay. So, there we have it. It's delicious. Absolutely. So, this video is going to be relax. We're going to give politics and other weightier matters kind of a little bit of a break this time, because I just want to talk about some other things that are, near and dear to my heart. So again, some of those things happen to be with like Apple products. I can do this here. The iPhone. Doggone it. Don't try and talk with a pipe full of embers. That's why I used to wear that red, I tried wearing that red jacket. Because I will spew embers and then I burn my shirts. I just did it again. Just did it again. Anyway, well, that's life. Okay, so anyway, I'm back with you, and I'm going to talk to you about a couple things. Just things that I'm, interested in. And so let's start with, I'm going to see if this is even going to work. Let me get my lenses here. Okay. And I'm going to try something here. I'm doing ScreenFlow, as you can see. And I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to probably shock some of you by what I'm about to do. I'm going to go here, and we're going to see if this works. And if you're watching this video, you're going, what? What is he doing? Well, let's just give it a few moments, shall we, and see what happens. Now, with the computer, with the camera running in Mac, wow, look how fast that was. Okay. What you're seeing is not an optical illusion, although it is virtual. I am running, believe it or not, I'm running Windows 10 on my Mac. Now, some of you are probably going, but you're a Mac guy, and you're running a Windows program? What has gotten into you? As I've told you, I am not a Microsoft or a Windows hater. I'm not. Never have been. Probably never will be. I prefer Mac. I prefer OS 10. I prefer iOS 9, and I probably always will. But I was very much intrigued and curious about the new Windows 10. Now I started my love affair with Mac in 2007. The spring of 2007 was when I got my very first iMac from a very dear friend, and I still have that iMac. It still works. In fact, I actually use that Mac for my Holy Smokin' Pipe Padre account. Anyway, but I am using my new 27-inch Retina K5 display, whatever it is. So the last couple months, I have just been really fascinated with Windows 10. I've heard some good things about Windows 10. And just to show you that this is not just a flash screen, there you go. Look at that. See, you see the old Padre right there. Videos. That's right. This is an actual, legitimate, working copy, valid, bona fide Windows 10. And there you have it. Let's see here. I guess I could do Skype if I wanted to. Let's do some bells and whistles. How about clock? No, I'm not good morning. But anyway, there's clock. You move it around here. Come on, there we go. Moving the old window around there. So again, it's not a fakey screen or something. It's the real deal. Let me turn this off here. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, we've got, what do we got here? Okay, how about, let's see, calculator. See, calculator. Okay, 2 plus 2 equals 5. Right, okay, good. Let's see here. Task view. I don't know
Maurice
what that
Andre
is.
playing his trumpets with the Württemberg Chamber
This
Orchestra.
is okay. That's an Internet Explorer. I really don't want to go there.
Trumpet concerto by Giuseppe.
Let's see.
Tartini.
Settings or file. No, that's
Classical
Explorer.
NPR brings some
All
real
apps. Let's see what our
sense
apps do.
to
Let's see.
a
We've got.
rather hectic,
We even have a
chaotic
calendar
world.
one here.
It's beautiful.
If I hit
And
that,
I
I'm
think
afraid
we
I'm
touch
going
with
to
all
screw
kinds of
up my
emotions.
screen flow.
Faith,
So I won't do that.
love, you name it. It's
Let's
found on radio.
say
I'm
3D
Ed.
Builder.
I
What's
am
that?
Classical
What's 3D
NPR.
Builder?
I invite you to join with me. 1-800
This is interesting.
227-2811 or classicalnpr.org.
Thank you, Ed. Put it very, very well.
Interesting.
We
3D
appreciate
Builder.
your support today on this new member Monday. If you remember before.
Anybody
again,
out there know what
to
this is all
Minnesota
about?
Public Radio. It's a good day to do so.
I played the airplane.
It's not over yet. ClassicalNPR.org or 1-800-227-2811.
Look at this. Oh, look at
So
that.
we're also from the Minnesota
Look
Public
at
Radio.
that. That is like
Best
way
theater
cool.
production of 2014 by the Pioneer
That is
Press.
cool.
Mozart's mystical masterpiece,
Look at
November
that.
14th through the 22nd. Tickets
That's
and
pretty
information
doggone
at
cool.
mnopera.org.
Okay. Whoa.
Maurice
Look at
Ravel
that. A little
originally wrote
gimbal
this
action
piece
there, huh?
for a blind panel.
That's pretty
who,
cool. I don't know what this is. Okay, we can turn
wondered
that
who
to
it was who
Okay,
wrote
turn
the
it to-
piece.
well, let's-
The object was supposed to have
object.
been that,
Let's do black. Can we make it black?
composers would submit pieces of music,
Yeah.
and
Anyway,
nobody would know. who
that
wrote
is,
them,
like,
so
way
they could
cool.
Ostensibly judge them all equally and fairly.
It's
This
sort of
piece
like
was
Maya
roundly.
in Windows 10. Hey, who knew?
But it's
That's-
considered a favorite.
that might be
classic
pretty darn
from
cool.
Ravel, his noble and
Anyway, so
cynical-
I'm just showing you that I've got Windows 10 running on my Mac. Let me do this. Trying to return it to, let's do this. Shutting down. See, it even makes little windows. Bling. I'm not really big into Windows little, what's the word, little ambiances. I mean, I guess they're okay. And hopefully, we go back over here, we go there, and we go here. And now we are out of Windows 10. But again, as one guy said, well, why would you want to? run Windows on a Mac? Well, because you can. So I am just really kind of intrigued. Now, I will say this. There are two things. Hold on a second. In light of Steve Jobs' death anniversary tonight, I hope I'm not being insensitive or, kind of being betraying my Macintosh self here. But I've heard a lot about Windows 10. Certainly, okay, my last iteration of Windows was Windows XP. And I started, I think, with that Windows 3.1. Those of you who remember Windows 3.1. And then Windows, was it Windows 95? And Windows 89. Windows 95, Windows 98, XP, Vista. Then there was one that was even called Millennial or ME. And then there was, and I guess there was Vista, and then there was Microsoft and Windows 7, Windows 8. Where was Windows 9? Anybody know where Windows 9 went? So I just wanted to show you that because, again, I'm just been intrigued. And the only concern I have now, though, is one of the things was I was going to go out. Here's what my thinking was. I was going to go out and buy an inexpensive Windows machine, a laptop. I wanted to get a Surface, but they're just too much money to spend. If I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'm going to save it for the iPad Pro. So I decided that, okay, I want to see what Windows 10 is all about. Again, it's just out of curiosity. And I hadn't heard anything really like ghastly horrible about it. So I'm thinking, well, maybe Windows 10 would be something that I might want to explore, kind of get my feet wet with kind of Windows, because I heard that they'd radically changed in Windows 8, and people were really upset about Windows 8. Now, I have to confess that although I am using a trackpad for the virtual experience, I think really I guess the genius or the good thing about the Windows 10 and even Windows 7 and 8, it is a touchscreen interface. Really, it's really designed for that. So if you have a Windows Surface, then it becomes a tablet and a laptop all in one. And yes, you can find smart keyboards for the iPad, and they do some pretty good stuff as well. But again, I thought, well, okay, do I want to go out and spend $500 on a Windows 10 machine when I'm probably, to be honest, I'm probably just not going to use it because it doesn't fit in my universe, my computing world. It would just be kind of an add-on novelty, because I really have, and this is not meant to be a slam against Windows users, so don't take it as that. I have a little bit of indigestion here. So it's not a slam, but the thing was that I thought, well, again, it doesn't really fit into my matrix of my computing. I have iPads and iMacs and the iPhone, and so that's my world. So, and I basically winged myself off of Microsoft products, kind of the hard way, and I started relying and learning, and then relying upon the Apple ecosphere, if you will, for apps and such. So, boys and girls, the lesson of the story is that even though you may have a very very functional and very reliable computing biosphere, I meant to get some oh, here we go, some always have at your elbow pipe cleaners. because I remember how the Macaulay pipe kind of got a little wet from time to time. And speaking of things that are all wet, that's right, I'm talking about you there, Mr. Making Change, you old wily tin-eared varmint, you. Nice hearing from you there, Mark. Even though you're wrong, but it's always good to talk to you anyway. Yeah. So hello to Mark and not Angie, but Amber. Hi, Amber. Anyway, got to go back over and check out old Making Change. Good old Making Change. Good old dear, lovable Pipe Pop's son, Mark. So Mark, nice. Thanks for stopping in the other day and adding your 2 cents to the conversation. I appreciate it, even though you are wrong. You varmint, you. So anyway, I'm not ragging on people that certainly like Windows, and but I was just curious to see if the Microsoft experience, and again, I'm only going to be able to really tell if I really got into some serious, programs. Now, one of the programs I used to absolutely love and adore was Microsoft Publisher, and I'm tempted to go ahead and download that one program and play with that because I really used to love it. I mean, there were some programs that I really loved in my Microsoft world. One was Publisher and the other was Adobe Premiere Elements. Just loved those 2 programs. So, and Photoshop, of course. So anyway, the bottom line is that like I said, I've heard a lot of really interesting things about Windows 10. Haven't heard the horror stories yet. And usually, when you hear the horror stories, that tells you, and you hear a lot of them, that tells you, okay, well, we got some problems. But I haven't heard a lot of horror stories, so I'm just going to. Okay, that's another flash drive I put on my computer. I didn't notice it was there. It's mounted. So anyway, so Windows 10. So if you're a Windows 10 person, tell me what you like about it. What's really cool about it. Now, I will say the only worry I have right now, and this is one of the cool things about a Mac, is that Windows is basically, and this sounds a little snobbish to say it this way, but I think it's true, Windows is just an app on my Mac. I'm sorry, I think there's something cool about that. Now, you can actually load Windows 2 different ways. You can do it through Boot Camp, and I originally tried to do that. And if you're a gamer, some of you guys and gals out there are gamers. If you have an Intel Mac and you want to play games, Boot Camp is the way to go, they say. But if you are like me, Windows in a parallel system using the program Parallels, this is Parallels 11, and this basically makes Windows 10 what's called a virtual machine on your Mac. Boot Camp is the other way to go, and basically what you're doing is you actually have physically you have 2 different computers. They're completely different animals living in the same ecosphere. So whereas the virtual machine is again more, the basic way I can look at it is like it is an app on your Mac, where the other, when you boot up through Boot Camp, you're actually booting up an actual Windows machine that's running a strict Windows environment. Whereas in a virtual machine, you're still running your Mac in the background, but now Windows is on top of that. It's sort of like, like Windows used to be in DOS. Windows used to be the DOS shell. The shell for DOS was Windows. So anyway, that's kind of like that. So it's kind of similar in some ways, ironically. So, yes, it is still I. Now, some people are thinking, uh-oh, what do they do with the real Padre? Somebody came in there, some aliens, that's right, aliens, came and abducted the real Padre, and he's gone now because we now see him running Windows. Oh my gosh, this can't be. Could it be? Maybe, the real Padre has been replaced with an alien. That's right. Maybe it's, oh, no, I don't want to do that. Don't want to do that? Okay, let's do this. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, that's just parallels. That's just parallels. Let's do this. Where did I put my glasses at? Did you see my glasses? Did you see where I put my glasses at? Also, I have my mouse and my trackpad on cracks me up, on a little carpeting thing, so it doesn't really work that well. But anyway, so here we go. That's right, just to show you that this is not a fake. This isn't some sleight of hand thing. And there we go. There we go. There we go. So there we have it, Windows 10, fully functioning. And what's really cool about this, and I've read some reviews, people were saying that Windows 10 runs faster on a Mac than it does on a regular PC machine. Who knew? Okay, now the last thing I want to talk about is the old Padres ketogenic diet. I am a month and a day into being in this thing called ketosis, where you basically keep you get rid of sugar, you get rid of carbs, of course, you get rid of grains. And I have done that for the last month. No sugar, no fruit. Now, what I've been doing in the summertime is I would eat paleo, but I would eat fruit. And although fruit is allowed in a paleo diet, I ate way too much fruit. And guess what? Fruit is sugar. So that's why I wasn't losing any weight. So I went to the doctor today. Actually, I've been going to the doctor for the last couple of weeks to kind of have some things checked out. And I got my blood chem panel back, and everything, with the exception of the cholesterol, was absolutely perfect, spot on numbers. I couldn't believe it. Everything was great except my cholesterol. And the cholesterol, interestingly enough, I just saw a video on statin drugs, or on the Diet Doctor channel, Dr. Andres Onfelds. Great guy, love him. Anyway, the old cholesterol numbers, it seems like it's kind of like a numbers game. When it originally started off, if you had a cholesterol LDL of 250 or more, you were like, hey, that's dangerous. And then they lowered it down to like 230. That's dangerous. Then they lowered it down to 200. Oh, if it's over 200, you're dangerous. And now it's all the way down to 130. And if you're over 130, it's dangerous. So the irony is that originally 250 was the, oh, it's dangerous, got to look at that. And I always thought, okay. Now my LDL, and it's always been high, is like 223 or something like that as of yesterday or today. So technically, originally, when they were doing these cholesterol numbers, I was still under their original 250 demarcation line. But anyway, all the other, the guy was saying, and I don't want to take statins because I have heard that they are linked to memory loss, and they also have some other kind of bad side effects. And I took them for about 3 months, and I just didn't feel right. And I just said, you know what? I don't know if I want to do the prescription thing now that I'm actually taking my diet and health seriously. Let's see what real, dietary changes will do. So anyway, I've been on the ketogenic diet now for basically a little over a month. I've been checking my ketone readings, and every day I've been in ketosis, and I haven't really lost a lot of weight.
And
I haven't been eating sugar. Now I haven't overdone the protein like I did, but the two things that I think I will now eliminate for this month and see are, I usually start off with a green salad, leafy green salad, spinach, arugula, field greens, kale, mustard greens, collard greens, leafy green salad, maybe a 6 to 8 ounce piece of protein, and then maybe a couple of eggs.
I'm Steve Seal.
Because of my chickens. Got to eat my chicken eggs. And then I followed it up with a couple of glasses of drafts of water, just regular spring water, and that's basically it. Now, I want to share something with you that it's going to probably astound you.
Whose music influenced the future of Broadway. On stage October 9th through
and I remember thinking, well, this is nuts. It's truly nuts. The reason why I probably have not been successful at truly losing, well, maybe not losing weight, but body fat, is because I wasn't really doing the ketogenic diet correctly. And I think I said in one of my earlier videos a couple of weeks ago, a ketogenic diet is not a high protein diet. So I've been guilty of still eating not a lot of cheese, but more than I should, and creamy, cheesy salad dressings, prepared salad dressings. So now what I'm going to do is completely eliminate cheese and prepared salad dressings and just use oil and balsamic vinegar. I will say that the fat around my middle seems to have diminished. Now it's not, I don't got six-pack abs yet, but I'm noticing
Well, it is true that
there seems to be, again, the weight kind of is the same. I've been walking 5 miles a day. I've been doing pull-ups and push-ups and planks, and I haven't worked out with weights yet since I've been here. I'm planning on doing that soon, getting back to the weightlifting. But basically walking between 5 and, believe it or not, 5 and 10 miles a day. It's usually more like 7 is the average, a little over than that. In fact, I can tell you right now how many miles I have actually walked today only. This is just today, not the whole week or whatever. Today.
I'm Steve Seal. Good evening. Stay tuned.
And let's see. Okay, hold on just a second. I've walked exactly 9.50 miles today. 9.5 miles today. Okay. I usually do between 8 and 10, very safely. I mean, it's very easily for me to do between 5 and 10 miles. And that might sound like, well, now some people might say, well, that's nothing. Some people might say, how do you do that? Well, after the early morning mass, I go for a 3.3 mile walk. That's my little way to wake up a little bit. Then later in the midday, I'll maybe take another 2 mile walk. And then I do a lot of walking in between. I try to do things like if I go parking somewhere to a store, I park way far away so I have to walk. I'm doing all those things. I try to take the stairs to the hospital. I do all those things. All those things that people like Mark Sisson tell us to do. God bless Mark Sisson. Okay, so so there you have it. And so here's the thing. A ketogenic diet really is a high-fat diet. Low carbs, no sugar, and moderate protein, but high fat. I know it sounds scary. Goes contrary to everything we've been taught, most of us. But I want to share with you something that might shock you. And again, I'm not here to offer medical advice. I am not a doctor. I am not a dietitian. So I am not proffering my expertise as a medical person, because I'm not. I'm just a regular person just like the rest of you all. But I've tried this thing and I can't believe it, how it works. For example, let me just tell you this. Saturday mornings I have what they say in the UK is a good old-fashioned fry-up. And basically it's my homemade chicken eggs. Well, I don't make them, but the chickens do. And bacon. And some coffee with heavy cream in it. That's my breakfast. And I'll probably eat that about 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. And I will not eat anything until around 6 or 6:30 that night. That's an 8-hour window. Now let me tell you, when I was eating things like oatmeal and banana and cereal, I would be hungry an hour and a half later. I'd be ravenous. I'd be ready to eat my arm. I'd be so hungry. And I'd have a generous bowl of oatmeal and a banana. And I tried to make it healthy. I didn't put a lot of sugar in there because I used the banana as a sugar. Maybe I put a little bit of coconut milk in there. Maybe some walnuts, something healthy. Maybe some raisins sometimes. And I would be ravenous within about 2 hours tops. So I can eat some bacon and fried eggs, and I will not need to eat for 8 hours. And I've done this now 3 weekends in a row. Usually when I eat something in the morning, I usually do the intermittent fasting. I don't eat anything until maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But let me tell you something. Do you know, if I told you that there is a natural appetite suppressant, and it's not a drug, it's completely natural, and if you actually tried this, you would find that you could cut your appetite down at least for 4 hours. 4 hours. Now, that's a good chunk of time, because most of us, we get peckish around after 2 to 3 hours. Where, I mean, by that third hour, if you're eating normal carbohydrate, sugary diet, American Standard Diet, you're going to be hungry within 2 to 3 hours. I guarantee you. But what if I told you there is, and this is no BS, there is an actual natural appetite suppressant that you could take just a little bit of this, and it's not an over-the-counter drug, it's not a prescribed drug, it is completely 100% natural, and you will kill your hunger pangs. What would you do if I told you that? Interested? Okay, are you sitting down? Good, because I'm going to show you this natural appetite suppressant. Now, a lot of you are going to be absolutely aghast when I show you this. Okay, you ready? Okay, here it comes. Oh. Ta-da! That's right. Now, I'm not saying you eat this whole thing, no. But you cut off, say a little square, little sliver, kind of like a piece of cheese. When it's hard, it's a little bit like a piece of cheese. And you nibble on that with your morning coffee. Now, a lot of people now are just blending grass-fed butter, like David Asprey. You just blend it in your coffee with some MTC oil, and that keeps him going for 6 hours too. But I have discovered that if I have a long day and I'm not really going to be able to eat my meal the way I'm kind of like now, kind of trained myself to do, and when I'm ready to eat that meal, but I am getting just a little hungry, I will have a cup of coffee with a little bit of heavy cream, not half and half, not milk, but heavy cream, and a sliver or a pat of natural grass-fed butter. And it will completely eliminate hunger pangs for at least 4-5 hours. Okay? So, I'm just telling you that this does work. Now, I've had some other medical issues that I'm having checked out because I'm not losing, I'm not gaining, and it could just well be because I have probably been eating, again, things like a lot of cheese and prepared things that I normally don't do. So this month, I will completely eliminate the cheese and the prepared salad dressings and just use natural olive oil and balsamic vinegar, and that should start to do a change. And also, I don't drink diet sodas either, but I do drink seltzer water. Now that might. I've checked to see if there's like sodium in there. I don't see any sodium in there, but again, that could have an adverse effect. So I probably will eschew the seltzer water for this month as well. Just eliminate those 3 things and just see what happens. Again, I feel mostly pretty good. I guess the first few weeks getting into ketosis was a bit, and plus that's the other thing. You may start showing some keto readings if you do the little pee-pee sticks, the little urinary sticks. Within about 3 to 4 days, you'll start seeing that appear, the little keto things appear. But they say that to become truly fat adapted, where your body is really now burning its own excess adiposity fat, it takes about 4 to 6, 8 weeks actually before your body really gets what's called keto adapted. So, but you have to be strict with your carbs. In the first few weeks, there were some ups and downs. There were some days I felt really okay and good, and there were a few days I felt like warmed over death, to be honest with you. But I kept going. Also, you're not really supposed to, in the early stages of keto adaptation, you're not supposed to be working out and doing what I do, like walking 5-10 miles a day. That they said that might be a little extreme. You want to walk maybe 30 minutes a day, maybe brisk and with a brisk energetic walk for 30 minutes, and that's more than enough, they say. So maybe I'm overtraining. I don't know. So anyway, those are a couple things that I wanted to talk about, share, with all of you. Been wanting to talk about these issues now also and so if you guys have insights into high carb, low fat, LCHF, you want to share with me, great. If you have some cool things about Windows 10, or even if you don't like Windows 10, you're saying, man, Get rid of that thing, man. That's just you're just courting yourself with viruses and malware and all that stuff, which I am aware of, which kind of makes me a little nervous. So again, if there is a problem, I just reformat and that's the end of it. I don't have a lot of, I don't keep a lot of very important things on the computer right now. I just keep basic working stuff, and then I move it to an external thing, and if I want to keep it. So I don't even keep my videos like I used to. It seems kind of like some people might say, you don't keep your videos. Hey, they're on YouTube, and as long as YouTube is before the world comes to an end, and hey, maybe the Martians would like to watch my videos. I doubt it, though. Something tells me I don't think Martians would be into my videos. They might be into pipe smoking and cigars and stuff. I could see a Martian smoking a pipe or a cigar. Yeah. So anyway, that's all I wanted to share with you tonight. And it's been a pleasure talking with you. So you guys take good care of yourselves, you and your loved ones, your friends and your family, your computers, your pets, your dogs, your cats, your birds, your turtles, whatever you got. So we'll talk to you soon. All right. Now, this is going to be cool. How am I going to get out of this? Because I don't have that. Okay, that's one thing I was looking for, to see if the ScreenFlow icon showed up over here on this side of my my virtual reality machine, and it doesn't. It's completely a virtual Windows reality. So I'm going to have to say, is that power shutdown, and go back into my Mac world, and then I'll be able to turn off my my ScreenFlow. That's what we're going to do. So, also one last thing to talk to you about real quick before I do actually sign off here. El Capitan came out last week, so I got 2 brand new computers here, folks. It's kind of awesome. So I got new El Capitan with all its cool new bells and whistles and toys digitally, and then I got Microsoft Windows 10 with all of its bells, toys, and whistles. So anyway, so it's kind of fun. All right, well, we'll see you on the flip side. Take care now. Bye-bye.